Welcome back to Time Out with Mr. Ward. This is episode 4, maybe 5. I don't know. We have a lot of fun on these podcasts, and I'm kindly joined by 2 of my students that are juniors at the time of a recording, but basically seniors already. I know Osmara loves to hear that. We got Osmara Valles and Claudina Escobar. Thank you for joining me on Time Out with Mr. Ward.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah. Kind of made y'all be on here. This is like the second to last day of school for them. And so we needed to get something done. We needed to be productive, and here we are. So we're talking about memories. Memories for this school year, and I'll lead things off, okay? One of my favorite memories is showing up every day and seeing the growth of my students. I love seeing the steps that they've taken along the way, seeing the little wins that equal up to big wins. And I've seen big wins for both of these students this year. They're both go-getters, and I'm excited to see what they do in year 3. And I'm excited to travel next year. I think that's something that I'm looking forward to the most. I heard traveling's pretty interesting, though, from a teacher's perspective.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's going to be like 30 kids, and I'm going to have to drive a car full of kids.
And kids are very different, like, outside of school. So
Oh, yeah.
you're going to see another us.
Another, yeah. Why is that? You know what? Here's a memory from whenever I was y'all's age. We traveled to Kansas City. I was competing in the Skills USA Nationals competition for anchors. And I acted a fool that entire trip. And shout out to Mrs. Henry. I feel sorry for you. I climbed up on a van, and that's not who I am. And so I'm sorry.
Why did you do that?
Why did I do that?
Yeah, why'd you climb
Because
on
a different side of me came out. You know, you talked about the different side. I'm not a crazy kid. I'm not a crazy guy, but on that trip I was.
I don't think we'd climb on any vehicles or buildings, but...
I climbed under an air conditioning unit once, too, on that trip.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was different. So talk about some memories for y'all. What is there anything that comes to mind? Let's let Osmara lead things off.
Probably our STN trip. It was really fun. I got to get
Okay.
close with everyone, and even though Skills got canceled, STN got canceled the day of, like, when we got there, we still had, like, a free trip,
Right.
but it was kind of fun. I liked it.
Going to D.C.
Yeah.
I heard y'all walked like 10 miles that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too bad.
Make sure you have the right pair of shoes. That's what we're learning here.
Yeah.
Claudina, what do you have?
I think a specific memory that I have from this year would probably be Natalie hissing at Osmara.
Oh my gosh.
I had nothing to do with that video, but it was just really weird to see, a human, like, hiss at someone. It was pretty funny, and then Osmara was acting crazy, and I don't know, it was just nice seeing, one of my closest friends act weird in front of camera, so.
Uh-huh.
It was
Well, you'll get to see that again next year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see
Yeah.
it. Except for the hissing. Natalie won't be here next year, but...
Yeah, I hope there isn't any hissing, because, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, yeah. I'd like to see Osmara do more things in front of the camera, like sideline reporting, which was also another cool memory.
Yeah. Speaking of sideline... Oh, go for it.
Oh, yeah, that was, like, a big challenge for me.
Was getting in front of the camera on live TV?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because you had to, like, act professional in front of the coaches, and you had to, like, act like you knew what you were doing, even though it was your first time doing it. So that was pretty scary.
You pulled it off. I'll give you that. You really pulled it off. You did act like you knew what you were doing, and you went out there, and I thought you did really well.
Thank you.
I thought you did really well. And going back to the sideline reporting, that's a memory that I have for these 2 specifically. Claudina didn't have time to come and work the game. And so, but she had to come and do Osmara's hair for the sideline reporting. And like she jetted right after she did the hair. But it was really cool to see the friendship that you 2 have, that you're willing to come take some time just to do her hair
What?
for the sideline reporting job.
Yeah, I'm always there for her. And it's a big deal. I mean, I could never imagine doing something like that in front of TV, just because, I don't know. I don't feel like that's for me. But anything behind the camera is something that I would do. But being in front of the camera, no.
I don't know. We just got done doing your thing in the studio, and you did pretty well.
I mean, yeah, but...
We had some fun in there.
Yeah, but it wasn't live, so...
Yeah, the red button that says live is next level. Something is an adrenaline rush that you get when you do it, right? You get an adrenaline rush? All right, big adrenaline rush. Swimming meet or live TV?
Live TV.
Really?
Live TV. It's so scary because, like, I'm already comfortable with swimming, and I'm always swimming with the same people. The same people are always watching me.
Right.
You're competing.
I know, but, like, sideline reporting, I think it's more scary because, like, for the sideline reports, you have to come up with your own. you have to like you have to have guts to go up to the coach, even though it's like not too bad, but like it's just scary, you know, because you don't really know them and you don't know how they're gonna react. So
I'm
they're
guessing
probably
because it was also your first time, so I
Mhm.
think that's why it was more nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So if you continue doing it, you're just probably gonna feel pretty normal about it, the same way about swimming.
yeah.
Fact of the
much.
day brought to you by Claudina Escobar. The
So-
more reps you get, the better you get, the more comfortable you get. I like the word you said there. It takes guts.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I told you, right?
Yeah.
I also told her something else, but we're not going to say it on social media. That's a memory she's going to probably have forever. And Claudina was there for that game. She didn't come and do the hair that day. She did do her hair that day, but
No, I think
she
that
was working camera. No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was.
she was working lights. She was your support
Yeah,
system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was her
You were
emotional
literally-
support for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to need you to do that again next year, all right? Next year, I want you to direct a game.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Next year, I'm hoping to come to like all the games in
Yeah.
1 year.
There you go.
Cause
You're going to be dedicated. You're going to get.
yeah, I'm gonna
That's
do it.
That's what she said too. She said she's
Mhm.
going to plan on coming to every game. She literally said that.
Yeah.
That's
I think
awesome.
last year we also came to like almost every game.
Yeah.
This year was just different.
Well,
It
it
was-
is COVID
it
for
was
sure. It
difficult.
changed. It threw a
Yeah.
curveball at everybody, and yeah, threw a curveball at everybody. So let's transition now. We talked about memories. Let's transition now. You're going into your third year at LISD TV.
Yup.
You know, we talked about it a little bit before. Your class was so big, but now your third year class is only going to have 3 kids in it.
Yep.
More one-on-one time with Mr. Lawson. What do you expect in your third year?
More hard work.
yeah.
More hard work?
Yeah.
A lot of effort from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I like
'cause
that,
We're gonna
effort.
have to work hard to, finish shows and stuff
Mm-hmm.
with only 3 people. So work is gonna have to be divided amongst only 3 people. So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the 3 people, it's Caleb as well. Y'all's talents will all complement each other. So I'm excited to see what y'all have going forward as seniors. So that's the third year preview right there from these 2. I'm excited to see them continue to grow. Mr. Lawson's a phenomenal writer. He's a phenomenal editor, and he's going to help y'all continue to grow as young journalists. So, all right. So going back to second year, we got a lot of kids coming into second year next year.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be coming into my class. What should they expect on a day in, day out basis in Mr. Ward's class? And be honest.
I think they should be ready to be encouraged a lot because
Mhm.
you have a lot of motivational speeches. Sorry, I can't talk. And I know some kids are kind of like, oh, don't give me speeches and don't tell me that I'm gonna do good every day. But I think like as you move on throughout the year, they're gonna be like, oh, I feel better about myself. So what I'm saying is that like character development
Mm-hmm.
is gonna
Okay.
happen within each student. So be prepared for that.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I'm gonna before we come to yours.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna go on to that. Claudina, you had some speech. I gave you a lot of speeches. I feel like this year, right?
Yeah, this year was
Yeah.
hard.
It was hard. It was extremely hard on everybody, and I feel like everything that you came to me, you achieved it though, right? You were nervous about it going
Yeah.
into it, but you just needed I don't know. I feel like the speech that you were talking about that one time, you were super nervous going into it. How did you do? I feel like you probably killed it, right?
I think I did great. Yeah. I think your speech helped a lot.
I'll
So.
take it. At the end of the day, I believe in every one of y'all. That's it, right? I know that we're all winners in our class, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready, Osmara? You said you
Yeah.
had something earlier that I had to wait for this moment.
Yeah. I mean, it's really not that bad, but
Is it cheesy?
no.
Okay. good.
It's just like be ready for all the craziness. Like you're gonna have so much fun in this class,
Hey, I'll take it.
and all the work that you're gonna do. But it's not as bad, because I thought first year was more like workload, because Miss
It
will really
was, yeah,
she
yeah.
prepares you for second year, so you're gonna do great in second year.
Yeah, I feel like first year it's an information dump, right? They
Mhm.
just load you with Adobe Premiere, with how to edit, how to film, and second year is starting to fine tune it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna take you to that next level where your script writing should already be there, your videoing should
Mhm.
already be there. Let's see what you can create with it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best part of second year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we did everything the state of Texas required us while having fun. We
Yeah.
launched a new game show.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was probably one of my favorite things from this year. I spent way too much money on it.
Game shows were fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to make them next year to where we don't have to eat anything. That's the key. Or
Oh.
put balloons to our mouths.
I don't think. Are we gonna have to wear masks next year?
They're gonna be optional.
Optional.
Hmm.
You'll probably see me wearing one next year.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable with it on.
Yeah,
that
it kind
weird?
of protects my face. Yeah, it makes me feel better. Like, I don't know. Not
So
better,
okay,
but, like,
here's
more.
here's an interesting story, right? The one thing I loved about masks, if somebody recognized me and they wanted to come and talk to me, I'd be like, "Oh, I didn't recognize you. You're wearing your mask."
Yeah.
You know, like, that's how I got away with it.
Yeah.
That's terrible, but that's the truth. Well, we just finished up our 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Flew by.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate y'all coming on, timing out with Mr. Ward here. Thanks so much for watching our On Generation podcast. Make sure you tune in next. I believe we have Caleb Otwell next, the future third-year student with you two. So stay tuned. You'll want to see his. He's going to teach you all about this this board here. So stay with us on Generation Podcast. You want to play one? Play it. What
Our
was
mission
that?
at Lubbock ISD
I don't have
is to
headset
help
on.
our students.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Caleb Otwell. I usually do the Zoomers Education for Boomers podcast, but today we're gonna do a little how-to video on the podcast board that we have here, or not really podcast board. It's called a Rode Class A servo biased preamps. I've heard people calling it other stuff, like some pro thingy, whatever. I don't really know anymore. But right now we have a camera right here. Pretty sure you can see everything that's going on right here. Oh, la, 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 la. Which will show you exactly when I'm clicking stuff, etc., etc. All right. So first off, we have these little slidey buttons right here. What these slidey little button thingies are, it controls the volume of like the mic or whatever it's connected to. So this one right here is plugged into mic 1, which is this one right here that I'm talking into. So like right now it's louder, and right now it's louder. Whenever I had it down to the bottom, you can no longer hear anything, obviously, because it's just quiet, no sound going through it. The higher it is, the more sound you get. The lower it is, the less sound you get. Same way with these ones. This one would go to mic 2, which if I'm correct, we have a mic over here. You can see that right there. This controls the volume. The higher I go. Right now, you can actually hear me on the second mic, but hopefully that doesn't... We actually don't want you to be able to hear me out of 2 mics because it messes up the audio. Then we have 3 and 4, which works the exact same way. Then we have right over here, we have these 2 buttons, which there's this one with an ear. I do not know what that does. I wonder what it does. What does it do? It shows the mic being green. If I do this, hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I honestly have no idea what that does. I can actually search it up real quick. I can't find it. I give up. That basically, this is a mystery button, but it's on over here. I don't know exactly what it does, but I know what the red button does. The red button has a little speaker thing with a slash to it. What that does is it mutes things. So if I put this up, you can't hear anything over there like you could earlier. If I do this, you can no longer hear anything from that one when I did that. This one turns it green. But interesting. I don't know. Now we also have this one right here, which this plugs into a USB cord that would go into like a computer or a laptop or something. Primarily a computer, because a laptop really... I'm thinking of an iPad, a laptop or a computer. And then we have this one right here, which has the phone right over it, as you can see. This one you would plug into your phone via a special little cable thingy-majiggy-majiggy. And you would be able to hear the sounds going on your phone. Like if you're playing a video game, I guess, it would show the sounds. If you have a YouTube video going, you'd hear the sounds, or some sort of sound effect thing going on. You'd be able to hear it. Now right here, you see the little blue button that's glowing. That's Bluetooth. This thing is Bluetooth. So basically this right here is actually connected to my phone here. So if I were to go to YouTube and let's search up... Actually, let's just pull up my podcast, Zoomers Education for Boomers. Y'all should go check it out if y'all can. It should be on the LASD TV website with all the other things that we have on it. Let's go over here. Your videos. Zoomers Education for Boomers Part 2. And as you can see, we can hear it because it's connected to my phone via Bluetooth, which is pretty cool. Now we have this slidey thingy over here, this one right here. This controls these buttons, which these buttons you can put sounds to. And of course, since this is up, we can actually hear it. So if I click it,
Our mission at Lubbock ISD is to help our students become better broadcasters. We strive to keep up with the latest trends in technology and television techniques.
now I'm pretty sure that's one of the openings to like probably last year or a few years ago to their podcasts. But that's those buttons for that. You have all sorts of different sounds. That was this button right here that's kind of a pinkish color. Now there's this one right here that's purple, which is like crickets and birds sounds and not nature sounds. And there's this blue one right here. I think that's a spooky noise. It kind of spooks me, not gonna lie. Okay, that's a pretty good beat, not gonna lie. Check out the green one.
Of course, I mean, it could be some random thing. I know there's some crazy kind of clubs out there, but of course it helps with social skills and basically teaches you to get better at a certain...
Alright, I'm not sure what that was, but it's a recording of someone talking.
I mean, if you want to talk about in the terms of the way my chess club impacts people,
Oh.
what happens
So
is
these
a
are
lot of people don't really
recordings
know how to
from
play
an
chess. So when they
interview
show up,
that
join
they
the
were
club,
gonna
and
use
what
for
I
a
do is I'll teach them how to play, and I really enjoy teaching people how to play chess because I love seeing, because there's always this transformation.
It's really neat. Now for these two buttons, there's currently nothing recorded onto it, but of course you can record things onto there if you want. I should probably had gone to this in the beginning, but this is a record button. When it's not recording, it's green, and whenever it is recording, it's red. Then we have these little knobs right here. These are connected to the headphones that I like the one I'm wearing right now. These ones are connected to headphones and control how loud something is. Probably it's like okay, this one's mine. I can actually hear myself louder when I turn it to the clockwise. But when I turn it counterclockwise, it makes it quieter. I think definitely. Now, of course, you have the other ones, which are switched down lower, I guess. Then we have this one right here. I'm not sure what this one does. More than likely, it has a speaker symbol on it, so it probably controls the volume connected to a speaker. Now, we have, that's basically the basics for this, not gonna lie. And because I do not have a whole lot of time today, that's going to be all that we're going to go over for today. This was just a brief explanation of what each of the buttons do. So if I get to do this another time, I'll go into more detail and briefing because honestly, this was my first time going through a lot of this. So I didn't know what some things did beforehand. Like I literally just went clicking on stuff like 5 minutes ago. Correction, as you can see, it's been recording for 9 minutes. So like 10 minutes ago. Yeah. All right, like I said earlier, that's all the time I have for a day. This was the how-to video on exactly how the Rode Console Thingy Pro says right here, the Rode Class A servo biased preamps, FX on board. I'll see y'all next time.
Welcome back to another podcast, everyone. We are here today with Caleb, and I'm Abigail, and this is Mr. Ward here for our final podcast of the year.
What music did y'all listen to at the beginning? I don't have headphones on.
Do you want to listen?
Yeah, I'm interested. Y'all were jamming.
I said it feels so good on my brain. Can they hear that?
Yeah, they can hear that.
It's like the Samsung alarm, except it's not filled with murderous intent.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So Abby and Caleb are here with me today. I don't know. Is this a collaboration between our 3 podcasts?
Yeah, so we all have very different. What's your podcast about?
Time Out with Mr. Ward.
Time Out with Mr. Ward. What is it about? Like, what's the theme?
We time out with anybody. You know, it's mostly sports talk. You
Awesome.
know? But you know, it's just about hanging out and timing out, taking some time out of your day to talk.
Awesome. Mine's about murders in America, ghost stories, stuff like that.
Creepy.
And then Caleb's is memes, right?
Yeah, it's about memes.
Memes.
Insert meme over Caleb right now. There it is. Okay, so the reason why I asked them to come on the podcast and do a podcast with me today, we're wrapping up the school year. We got 2 juniors right here, and so we have like 4 days of class left. And y'all are getting ready for your senior year. Y'all excited?
Yes, I've waited my whole life for my senior year, for the senior pics and the cap and gown. Like, everything is just so fun, and I'm so excited.
I'm kind of scared because, like, my entire, like, growing up your entire life is mostly centered around school. So,
Right.
like, what's left after that?
And
You
none
have
of
more
my
school after that.
yeah.
You have
True.
college.
I was gonna say none of any of my 4 parents have ever not gone to tech or like LCU. So like no one in my family can give me advice about moving away for college. So it's kind of
Ooh.
scary.
No pressure. You gotta go to either Tech or LCU is what you're saying?
No, absolutely not. I'm going to
Big
UNT.
pressure.
Oh, North Texas. There
Yes,
you go.
that's where my stepbrother Steven went. He was also in the program. So
Nice.
if I ever do want to pursue anchoring and all that stuff, I'll be in the right place.
Yeah, UNT's definitely has one of the top programs in the state of Texas for broadcast journalism and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So awesome. You have any idea, Caleb, where you might end up if you go to college after this?
For 2 of the options that I currently am looking at, first is South Plains College
That's a great
because y'all guys have been recommending it,
Yeah.
and then second is Pratt University in New York.
one. Wow.
Oh, wow.
They sent me a letter saying that they'd like me to go there because of my background history with art.
That's
Nice.
awesome. So you're gonna be a big city boy.
Maybe.
We're
That'd
going
be
from
awesome.
the
The hub city to
Gone
the
straight.
Big Apple.
Yeah.
From the little big city in Lubbock, Texas.
If I didn't know what he said there, I probably would have said something else. All right, so let's change up. Let's get off the topic about college and stuff. We kind of talked about it in class today, memories. Kind of give you a preview. Does anybody have any memories they'd like to share with the podcast audience?
Well, my favorite memory, just like something I look forward to and also didn't look forward to in this class, was the Armrest Nation. It was just like super funny because I knew it was Mr. Ward's first year teaching, and they were just like, they even stressed me out to the point of like almost like crying sometimes.
No.
And so like, but there were other times when I would be crying laughing at them too. So it's just like, you never knew. It just depended on like what we were doing in class, if it was like funny or not. But I mean, I think it was funny to see Mr. Ward's reactions and all the little things he said on film that everyone would catch of him being like, okay guys, no touching. Like, you're having to remind seniors in high school not to beat up on each other.
Note that I am the only junior in the Armrest Nation. The other 3 are seniors.
And you're the most normal too. You're the most calm.
So after
Ironic.
hearing her take on Armrest Nation, what do you think of that?
Well, it's true, but it makes me sad that we would like break you down that much.
No, I'm being a little dramatic, but just like,
Oh, break her down?
I mean, both of y'all.
No, y'all didn't break me down.
y'all didn't break. No, I'm just
I mean,
saying.
we might have pulled a couple of strings and
Like,
grew a
whenever
few
I would
gray
come into
hairs.
class and my chair would be flipped over and
Oh,
like someone would be
yeah.
hiding under my desk, like ready to scare me.
I mean,
Or they would log into your computer because they wanted to log into everybody's computer.
Yeah.
oh yeah, we played like the music from like every single bunch of the computers at once.
Or
I'm
playing
kinda
this,
glad that kind of stopped.
or playing the same beat of computer or the same song like as loud as possible, like over and over. What did y'all play the other day?
The other day,
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was,
like it's been a while since they've done
we
that.
haven't done anything
Yeah.
since like February.
yeah. Thank God.
I think Mr. Edgar shut that down when I had to miss a day.
Yeah, he didn't know. It was like that. It continued on for a few days after that, and then we kind of just forgot about it.
Caleb, you
God.
got any favorite memories?
I want to say one of my favorite memories probably when we went to film one of our first short films, the How to Make PB&J one.
Oh, no.
Even though it was a complete catastrophe, but we had fun.
Yeah.
That's another one of my favorite memories is when me and Caleb went, like, it was like gonna be like the first snow. It was like barely like flurrying and like it hadn't snowed like the whole year yet.
Yeah.
And we went and brought like all these homeless people coffee, and we were like interviewing them and stuff for Caleb's short film. And then I remember this guy was like in a big trench coat, and he looked like he was just like walking, and we went and offered him some food and stuff, and he was like, oh, I'm not homeless, by the way. So
What?
it was super awkward because we just assumed he was homeless. I felt so bad.
Because I was just like, okay, this guy lives in this neighborhood, so he knows a lot about what's happening.
Yeah, so we still interviewed him, but he got some food. It was
Nice.
a fun time. We were watching it start to snow. I remember driving over to your house that day. I was like so scared I was just gonna slide off the like overpass. I was like,
That
oh
would have
god.
been scary.
I feel like after y'all did that, you two kind of came really close.
Yeah, for sure.
wanted to be teammates and stuff doing. My favorite memories of, I want to give favorite memories for you too. Abby kind of coming into her own on camera. She was really talented this year. Her and Geronimo, they were like co-hosts, even though Geronimo never really was the co-host. He'd get like 6 words in. Abby loved to talk in front
That
of
would
the
be
camera.
something I needed to work on.
Now, I thought you grew on it. You were really good. Caleb over there, he loved to make fun of me. Specifically one video. Making fun of my hairline and my lips.
Is it the official pizza bank? Is where they can see that?
Yeah.
On
Is that you playing the video? Insert video. Okay. I'll delete that part.
Look at the top of his head.
Oh, look at his lips.
I'm going to freeze frame that too.
No.
Poor Mr. Ward.
No, I loved how dependable Caleb was, though. He is a hard worker, and both of these two have a really bright future in this industry if they want to pursue it. So, for upcoming kids that are going to be in this class next year, what should they expect for second-year students?
Well, they should expect the best teacher ever for their year 2 student, or for their year 2 teacher, because Mr. Ward's the best. Also, it's just super fun. Like, I don't think that they should be scared or anything, as long as they put in the work that's required and put in a lot of effort and just like have fun. I think that's your number one thing. If people have fun with all their stuff, I think that they excel with all your assignments. So
Have some fun.
Yeah, have some fun. Every day is a holiday.
Every day is. I just smiled under my mouth. Every day is a holiday. That is so true. Caleb, what do you think?
It's like just try to have as much fun as possible while having like actual good boundaries set. Otherwise, either you're not going to get anything done or something stupid's going to happen, like Mr. A wearing a chair for like 20% of the year.
He did wear a chair.
For like
How do you wear a chair? Only he would figure out how to do that.
yeah. He was just-
Backstory: they got us new chairs after Valentine's Day,
yeah.
Yeah.
and they were on strike. They were not happy.
Yeah, Tyler
I mean, I didn't
didn't-
really mind. I was mad because I was always perfectly fine in my rolly chair, and everyone else had to ruin it for me.
I mean, like I
Those
was-
chairs needed to be
I was
retired.
like-
They were 11 years old.
Yeah, we enjoyed those seats.
I love the chair.
I wasn't as crazy as the rest of the group, but
There was 3 members of a nation that kind of ruined it. Is what you're saying?
well, I mean, I was kind of a part of it.
I mean,
but
you
it was
would roll over
because-
to Noah.
Yeah, I'd always roll over to him, and then Tyler and Dave would always roll over to us, and we just like.
They were warm. That was the only thing I liked about them is the plastic chairs are cold. Like, these are so warm.
Yeah, they're nice and soft.
You guys seen those? See, you're probably not as warm as us because you got the plastic chair now.
All right. All right. Got about a minute and a half left. Did you enjoy the game shows this year?
Oh my
Is
gosh,
that
I
good?
love those were some of my favorite
Yeah.
things.
I'm glad we get to experience that because you're the first teacher to have done that, right?
And I think it's super cool because it's like it helps us build our skills, but in such a laid back and fun way. And also the fact that we get a lot of say in what that happens on the game shows. Like towards the end, you'd be like, what are some game show ideas? And like you would go above and beyond decorating the sets, which would make it like 10 times more fun. Like the Valentine's Day and the balloon one, and pretty much all the sets were like extra.
Yeah.
So it
I
was
spent too
super
much money
fun.
on it. Way
Yeah.
too much money on it. But I'll do it again next year.
I feel like a lot of other people would have spent much more. So it's like, thank goodness you only spent that much. Otherwise,
No, I
your
feel like
wife-
people wouldn't have even given us a set or decorated anything.
Yeah.
I think
They call me Extra Ward around here.
yeah, like I don't think anyone else would have even thought to let's go and get all these props to like make it better and cool.
True.
Production value
Production
is super
value.
fun. Yeah, definitely keep doing that. That was some like I said, the balloon game show is one of my favorite memories, and I think that goes for a lot of people because they're fun and you get to look back and you and all your friends are just having fun.
Well, and you talk about how it helped you grow a little bit. It does help you.
Oh,
because
yeah.
You're on camera, you're talking, and even though it's ad-libbing most of the time, you know,
Yeah.
it helps build upon your talents, and whoever's operating the camera behind and whoever's doing audio, we're still getting work in the studio. It's just
Yeah.
the people in front of the camera having fun.
And that's another thing I was going to say to like the kids coming in is like, if you really want to build your anchoring skills, it's easy to read off a prompter once you've done a game show without a prompter where you have to be quick on your feet and think of stuff to say as well as the camera work, because you don't have like planned shots. It's just like one take and that's it. It's super like it builds your skills and it's fun. So
One take. I appreciate both y'all being in my class this year.
we'll miss you
I hope y'all learned a lot from me. I definitely learned a lot from you too.
for sure.
So it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching Podcast only on Lubbock ISD TV.
Bye.
They're vibing again.